Good day, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Today we're going to talk about Wheel of Time, the TV series, episode 4. We basically skipped the first 3 episodes. Just a quick recap before we get to episode 4. So basically goes along with the book. There's been some minor changes, such as Perrin having a wife.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is all spoilers. Perrin having a wife at the beginning. Matt's family being kind of dysfunctional.
Kind of dysfunctional.
Yeah.
There's no kind of about it.
No kind of about it,
It
but
just is.
yeah. They did cut some things out. So far, the first 2 episodes, I was pleased with what I saw. I love the big fight in Emmons Field. And then the
It really showed the villagers not taking crap from the Trollocs.
yeah, at first they were panicking, but once they were
Once
able
they
to
got used to it, they were like, all right,
Yeah.
we're done with this.
yeah, we're gonna fight back. And it kind of showed that old Netherland blood that they got going. And so yeah, I didn't like all the changes. Everybody like Perrin having a wife, and or like Matt's family structure.
Well, not only that, he took out her lung.
Yeah, I didn't really like Matt's family structure, but overall, I thought the changes they made were good, and some of the things they cut out of the first 3 episodes were pretty good. How about you?
You know, like Pam's fever dream. That was
Yeah.
kind of like, I felt that honestly in the book, it felt like space trying to be taken up.
Yeah,
But it did. Like, I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. It was actually a really good addition to the book because it like kind of set things up. But yeah,
yeah. I forgot about that part about him because that created doubt with Rand that if Rand was actually his real son and stuff.
answers go.
So I wonder if they're gonna go with that storyline that Rand's actually a Aiel.
I hope so.
And if they do, how they're gonna bring that into the current storyline they got now. I guess they could still add it in later.
Yeah, the way they made Masha Dar look pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Again, they cut out the whole thing with the man showing them where the treasure is, but they didn't really need that part.
More to. Yeah. Although that one kind of added to the creepiness of Shadar Lagoth. I mean, like it's already creepy when literally nothing is alive.
Right.
But it's just as bad when you just find this random guy just kind of sneaking around, and then he like grows 2 times his size and just goes poof.
Yeah.
And then as you're running, shadows are just laughing at you, which is kind of mean, honestly. I'd be kind of annoyed by that.
Yeah, it was a little bit
I mean,
scarier.
I'd be terrified, but
Yeah.
but if I were to look back on it, I'd be like, those are some mean shadows.
Yeah. But yeah, once you survive. But yeah, it was a little bit scarier than the books. So let's go to episode.
No, not really.
I think
the books made it a little bit more scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The books was more scarier than the show.
I thought you said that the show was more scary.
No, the books.
They didn't. They kind of just made it very eerie.
Yeah. So we'll go to episode 4. A lot of episode 4 is not in the books. Well, I guess particularly the Logain part.
Everything is not in the books.
Well, no. Well, Egwene and Perrin dancing with the with the Tinkers. That's in the book.
About as far as it goes.
And even Rand and Matt, even though it's a different location, what they're doing is basically in the books.
Yeah.
And they're starting to explore more with Rand's dreams and stuff. Become a little bit prominent, a little bit longer lasting.
Yeah, Matt getting tainted by the dagger.
Yeah, Matt.
That's fun.
Yeah, Matt becoming. Yep. I'm really gonna miss the actor. I don't know if you know this, but I'm really gonna miss the actor who's playing Matt because he's not gonna be in season 2. We're gonna have a different actor portraying Matt.
Why?
I don't know what happened. I don't think it's news. I don't think it's news, but they're going with a new actor. But so hopefully the next one will step up.
Oh my gosh! Maybe it's because season 2 is gonna be like the older Matt kind of thing, and they want a new actor that specializes in the kind of.
I don't know. Could be just some contract dispute or something.
That too.
So, but yeah. So let's talk about. I guess we'll talk about the stuff that's.
Let's do it in order as best we can.
All right. Let's do the Logain stuff first.
All right.
Because
that's the
major part.
We'll go through the major, then we'll go to
the minor stuff.
And
then we can kind of hit back. So yeah, so in the book it just mentions that we hear in passing of news that Logain's in the south doing damage, fighting wars and stuff, that he's been caught. And what I like about the TV series is that we actually get to see this, and we get to see Gildan, how do you say it? Gildan. And because in the books, you can see Gildan about what, book 7 or 8 when they get
I don't even remember
when they get the queen, when Perrin kidnaps the queen. But so we get to see them.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That one city that was like not good. He
Yeah.
was not doing so good with the profit there.
Yeah, the prophet was kind of taking all their money. So we got to see
Taking all the money,
Yeah.
giving it to poor people, and the poor people spent it on junk, and it was like, now everybody's poor.
Yeah, so we got to see what happened to the first king in that one, and we got to see a lot of excellence, more of the power, and for the first time in the series, we got to see the male version of using the one power.
It's very dark and painted. It looks really cool, though.
Yeah, it
I
does.
mean, you gotta say, it
Right.
looks really neat.
Yeah, because when in the book, I think it kind of describes it as being oily and slippery.
That's
and
when they touch
slick. Yeah.
That's not what they. That's only when they touch the thing. That's
Right.
not when they actually make the weaves.
So I think when they do the CGI, it kind of pictures that.
Yeah, because in the thing they're like, it's nasty. I'm like, yeah, that sounds nasty.
Yeah. And then we see at this point Logain is going a little bit crazy. He's hearing voices.
Yeah, but he's resisting it, so
Yeah, they're telling him to do one thing, and he's
he
like,
does the exact opposite. He's
Right.
like, no. And then he's like, it's teaching me how to do things. I'm like,
yeah,
it's teaching you how to do things, but it's also not helping you very much either.
right. Yeah, so he's referring to voices as past dragons.
Yeah. that's
So I
just-
wonder, that's going to have to play a part when Rand starts hearing Lews Therin later on.
Yeah.
By the way, this is all spoilers, so if you haven't read the books or anything,
It seems like
don't watch this.
Yeah, put that in the title. It's gonna be too late now. But
Yep.
so I think like with the madness thing so far as I've seen, is it gives you like I don't know what to call it, a schizophrenic problem
Mhm.
where you'll see things that aren't there. Like you'll have like a split, you used to have like a separate personality kind of. I remember the first guy who we saw who could channel was hallucinating with like another version of himself or something.
Right.
And then Lews Therin, like I mean not with Lews Therin, with Logain, the Wees would like form themselves into bodies and they'd try and like tell him to do things.
Yeah, yeah. In this version, also I noticed what do you call it? A mistake in the storytelling, because in the first episode we see the Aes Sedai, they're tracking him down and they catch him as he's trying to run away from them, and then in episode 4 they tell Moraine that they snuck in his tent and shielded him that way and caught him.
I think that was a different guy.
I think it's a different. I think it has to be Logain.
They look similar. Maybe they're the same ethnicity, but I don't think they're the same person, because Logain was wearing rather fine wear, and also if it was Logain, then he would have fought back immediatthat. And considering Logain is able to like disable the shields that they put around him, I really just don't think that guy that they were chasing at the beginning was them. I mean, maybe it was the same actor, but I don't think it was the same character.
You don't think it's the same? I'll have to rewatch the first episode, just that first part.
Maybe you
and
could look at
see-
the credits and see if Logain's mentioned in the credits.
Yeah, I could do that too.
I mean, or they might do the one thing where they literally mention every single actor, even though they're not in the actual episode. But
Right.
I don't know.
Another thing we noticed is Logain is very powerful in this one, and
which is basically how he was in the book.
Right, and
There's no change there.
he's more powerful than most of the Aes Sedai. I think all the Aes Sedai was there, right?
Yeah, he's strong. If he were to go up against them individually, he'd kick their butt. But together, he doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, together they don't
He
stand a chance.
definitely makes him sweat, but
Right.
you can kind of see how he's able to ignore elements, I guess. Either that or they just didn't include that part and was like, hey, we're just going to make him so strong he's not even going to sweat when he's making the shield. I'm like, I mean, he's not moving, so I guess he's not going to sweat.
He's kind of like in a meditation state.
He's just kind of waiting.
Yep. And I like how they showed the shield going over him so he can't break it. I thought
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. I like how they're portraying the one power.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. I remember when I would like try and imagine it in my head, I just imagine like thin lines kind of just making a mess of things.
Yeah.
Like you just see like these like different colored lines just kind of intersecting and then just fireball. And it was kind of like that. It was like really messy.
Yep. I also liked in this one how they showed more of the connection between the warders and Aes Sedai,
Yeah.
and how they interact and their roles and stuff.
You said that they didn't go crazy, but I definitely saw the crazy go.
You think he went? Yeah, but like in the
it's
books,
not
as
that
soon as she would have died,
It's,
he went head on into the army attacking.
no,
And this one, he didn't really do that. Yeah,
No,
because
that's
when Swan dies in the last battle, again, this is spoilers.
That depends on the person.
Bran went straight into it. That's how all of them do
I mean,
it.
what about Lan? He didn't do it.
His Aes Sedai never died.
Moraine cut off the connection from him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So,
she never died. And then you got
Yeah.
and then when you got stupid Elaine going in there with 3 Aes Sedai, and the 3 Aes Sedai die, all their warders charge into the
yeah,
building.
But that's
and-
because that's where the killers were. They usually go after the killers, and
Yeah.
it's like, and sometimes though I'm pretty sure the warders like leave first, and then they like go because
Right.
this guy. He was like really not happy, and then when he saw Logain, he went straight in and did not care about what happened.
Yeah, so that's just a minor change. I don't really, to me, that's not a big change.
It's still accurate, but not as accurate as the books, I guess. Like if you were to say, like if you were to water it down slightly,
Yeah.
then you would have that kind of thing. But I still think it's an accurate representation of what happens to the warders after they lose their Aes Sedai, because they don't like snap. They just want to kill whoever killed their Aes Sedai.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
They don't lose their mind.
But I do like how they show that connection. I think that's important for, especially for non-readers of the book. That little explanation they had to Nynaeve. Nynaeve in that scene is kind of like the viewers who's watching the show as they're explaining to her what's going on.
Nynaeve met a green Aja.
Yeah.
And what they do, and she was like, "What? They're not." She's like, "They don't do that, right?"
Yeah.
And the guy orders just like, "Do you really want to know?"
Yeah, I do hope they keep that part of Nynaeve, how she's very conservative in that part where she expects you to wait until you're married before you have those relationships.
And not only that, have one.
Yeah, yep. I hope they
That
keep
was
that
probably
part.
one of the best things that Nynaeve had in the book was probably the fact that she had those beliefs, because it just made for some really comical imports when she met Rand for like the second time.
Yeah, when
After
Rand
splitting up
when Rand and Min are together,
and learned about what happened, learned about how he fell in love with 3 women, and she's just like, what? Like she was choking on her teeth.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah, hopefully keep that part. And also, I was gonna see. I think we saw a little bit of Moraine being able to feel what the feelings that Lan has for Nynaeve a little bit when they go meet into after he gets talking to her, meet in the tent.
I must be the most oblivious person.
Well, maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Because what I saw was her having like a mental breakdown. And then him being like, I really should not have like drunken anything because you were drunk.
No, he's like,
he's like, you always get emotional when I drink.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Well, I think maybe she's getting a little jealous
maybe
because of him and Nynaeve. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. If you're watching this at this point, let us know how you feel.
I don't know. I don't think it progressed to that. Like in the books, I remember it coming out of nowhere for me. Like I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, where did this come from? And
right.
Dad had to actually walk me through the process, and I was like, I get it now.
Yeah, the first time I read the first book, at the end, I was kind of like, what? Where did this come from? I was like you, but once I read it the second time, I was able to pick up the
it's like
the hints a little better.
I think that's really good writing because you don't pick it up at first, and it's like it's meant to be an action book, I guess. Not really an action book, but like the most of the content you get in there is usually action and things dying. So like it's not the biggest. It's not really meant to be a romance thing. So I like how it's kind of just. It's not the priority. They're still progressing with the story instead of trying to deviate it, like how we do every episode.
Right. So you're trying, deviate. Yeah. So yeah, like the romance of these novels are very good. They're very subtle, and it's not like focus all on the romance.
The only problem is that if you're not actually looking for it, you're not gonna find it, and then when it does happen, it's like, wait a minute, I missed something.
Well, I think the two biggest shockers for me was the first book with Lan and Nynaeve, and then when Moraine and Tom, again, this
Moraine
is
and Tom came out of nowhere.
Yeah, to me that was like, a big nowhere.
I expected them to have like a relationship, as in like they were really close friends, right?
Yeah.
And like I was kind of going towards like maybe romantic relationship, maybe not. And but I was more towards the maybe not part. And then like I was like, where did this come from?
Yeah. I guess I should have suspected it in the sixth book when she specifically writes Tom a letter. I should have been a big.
But it wasn't.
Big hello.
It was just like, hey, this is...
Maybe there's something there.
It's a friend letter. And the way he, like, kept that on him like a trophy of some sort.
Yeah.
Not a trophy, but, like, the most important thing ever given to him. So it was like, huh.
So let's get back to episode 4. I did like the big battle as we see the Aes Sedai using this one... The one source is using one power. There we go. For weaponry and destroying the incoming army. I thought that was pretty cool.
Land was blowing up all over the place. You know what's really funny is when the army started charging, I immediately saw a solution to it, and that was to be like, uplift the ground, make a big crack.
Yeah.
So they all trip into it, but I mean, I guess throwing their own arrows at them was a good idea too, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna complain.
And they did do a little bit of land stuff. It probably would take more time to get enough power to separate the land like you're talking about. Instead they kind of had like land bombs,
I mean, you could just make a big row of land bombs. You could just be like, and then you'd have a big ditch.
Yeah, so, like you kind of see that the Aes Sedai are not really equipped for battles.
Fighting, yeah, like even the Green Aja.
Yeah,
like the Green Aja, the one green sister we see. I think what's her name? Lelaine?
No, Alana.
Alana, yeah.
Yeah.
She's really good at blowing the ground up.
Yep.
Okay, and like that's kind of cool. Yep. And it makes sense because that's what she's equipped for, is to fight. So when she's just blowing the ground up, it's like, yeah, that's a really easy way to get rid of things. So.
Yep.
But the thing is, though, is that it's still slow. You can see that they work on they're not as focused on speed. They're more focused on like accuracy, which is honestly probably much better than speed, because one wrong weave and you could probably blow everybody up, which is not a desirable thing.
Yeah, I also like how we get to spend more time with Alana before she does her big bonding thing.
Her big oof moment.
Yeah, so we get to see her really shine. She really shined in this episode.
She is the MVP of the Aes Sedai. That's what she is.
Well, for that battle part, she was definitely the best part.
Yeah, she was.
So let's get...
She was blowing everything
up.
So now on to Matt, Tom.
No, let's go to Nynaeve.
Oh, Nynaeve.
I don't think we're going to go to those storylines.
We're just going to go to... we're going to skip the rest of it.
We got 20 minutes. So I think so far the star of the show has definitely been Nynaeve.
Well, yeah.
She's had the best moments. She killed
a supernova.
Yeah. Well, let's go first. First, she was the one who killed a Trolloc by herself.
Yeah, with its own knife. Too.
Yeah, with its own knife, and then she was able to.
Honestly seems like something she'd do. Although, I feel like she wouldn't even need the knife. She just beat the thing to death. Honestly,
I don't know what she would do.
Knowing her personality,
yeah,
she beat it with her words.
Yeah, and then we have her being able to track Lan, and then everything in this episode, everything kind of goes to her eyes when they were over there in that camp. She automatically sees that Liandrin's not a good person.
Oh, Liandrin, that's
Yep. And then finally we see just how powerful that she really is at the very end.
Yeah.
I
mean, this one definitely shows off like some kind of like deeper connection with her and Lan.
Oh yes, yeah. So you actually see that she really cares for Lan.
Yeah, that's the thing that triggers the thing.
Yes, saving his life, and then she ends up saving
everybody.
Yeah. Her main goal was to save Lan, but
in the process, she kind of
Yeah.
saved everybody.
The collateral healing was
collateral healing.
was saving everybody's life.
Area,
Yeah.
what would you call that? It's not area damage. It'd be
Area healing.
no,
She
something
could
better.
be.
It's
I don't. Well,
area repair.
There you go. And even Logain, he's in all
Yeah, he's
about how
like,
much
oh.
power she has.
He's like, what the heck? And it's really funny because normally men can't see the weaves, I guess, and I'm pretty sure whatever was coming off of her was bright.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the next episode will probably be the Aes Sedai trying to get her to join their ranks.
Either that or the goosebumps that he got was like on fire and it probably hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's one
the
thing.
thing.
Well, that's one thing they haven't really showed.
Did they get copyrighted for the
I
music?
don't think we will. They haven't really showed they didn't really show like the difference in healing techniques, because one thing that Nynaeve is known for is that she
Knows a lot of
invents
them.
a different way of healing that's more sufficient.
But she's still a beginner. She's
Yeah.
a newbie.
Yeah, but they didn't really show like, you know,
I mean,
when they heal somebody, how you get those, like you said, those cold chills, and it kind of seizure a little bit.
that's those. I was saying goosebumps, but yeah,
Yeah.
they do kind of have a mini seizure.
Yeah.
But like the different form of healing, like I don't know, maybe it'd be kind of weird just to be like, hey, like just you're to go up to the actor and be like, hey, every time you're like in the healing process, you have to have like a mini seizure.
You gave it a shake. So I guess what they'll do instead of showing the difference is that she'll be able to heal
Multiple
the
things,
madness,
different kind of thing.
the madness in people that the men get, and of course the big Logain thing.
Maybe they have different types of healing, and we only need to see one, considering everybody only gets stabbed or cut.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they get.
Well, in the book, there's definitely different kinds,
Yeah.
but you
I
got the
mean-
fast healing, and then you got the more
So,
proficient healing
But
that takes time.
That's the one that you use when the guy is dying, and they're just like, yeah, this person doesn't have enough energy to heal yet, because they use the energy not only from them but from the person,
Yeah.
because that's their body doing. They're basically just forcing their body to heal itself.
Right, and then using their own body stuff.
They're using their energy
Mhm.
to force the body to heal itself, and then it drains them both. And so it's good unless you're in a battle. It's not so good after that. But you know,
Right.
unless you're naive and you heal everybody in like 2 seconds.
One thing I noticed though, when she healed, Moraine had a stick stuck in her. So when she healed that wound, Moraine still has a stick stuck in her, so it's gonna be healing her.
Stick evaporating.
Yeah, something, because
The
it
stick evaporated.
would have been healed around it.
Like it wouldn't heal then. I'm assuming the stick got pushed out because in X-Men Wolverine got shot in the head.
Yeah,
And when
the
he was
bullet came
healing, the
out.
bullet came out because the body was forced. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a thing too. So
That could have came
it would heal, like
inside out.
it'd heal inside out and force the projectile out of the body.
Yep.
Or
So, yeah.
shrapnel or whatever it is that blew up.
So right now, I think Nynaeve's definitely the
Yellow.
most focused character in the series, the MVP, I guess.
When
Most
it
valuable
comes to-
player, yeah.
when it
She's the
comes-
VIP, I don't know.
And it's the MBAD.
Yeah, whatever.
MBAD.
What's that?
Most valuable Aes Sedai.
Oh, there
no,
you go.
that's
Yeah.
MBAS.
Yeah, most valuable Aes Sedai, for sure. And it's, so far, we see that, like you said, Matt's getting a little tainted from the knife. He's able to feel the fade when
He can see it. He's like, I see you. He
Oh.
was not happy. And
Oh.
considering his vomit goes back into his body,
Yeah.
I guess it's not even vomit. It's
this
just the
black
taint.
Yeah, the taint.
It's not
Yeah,
actually like his image. It's just
Yeah,
the taint,
taint.
being like.
yeah, I'm coming out.
But I guess like whenever he gets super agitated, it happens because it happened when he saw the fade, and I think the reason why the fade actually didn't attack immediately, because normally they do that. I
Right.
think probably the main reason was because it saw that and was like, what the heck is going on there? It was
Mm.
like, I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
That doesn't look normal for a human being.
When he was talking to when Matt was talking to the little girl, I felt a little creeped out. I was like, kind of felt like
Honestly,
a pedophile.
no,
a
it
little
wasn't
bit.
that kind of. It wasn't that. I didn't get that kind of vibe, but I did get the kind of like edge on the seat kind of thing, because I do know about like what happens to the taint thing, he gets like really suspicious. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like when he was asking her like questions and things like that, I was like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Right.
And
Then you
when
see the
nothing
whole.
happened, it was like, okay, good. And then when it cuts to the part where the whole family is dead, I was like, and Matt was just standing there. I'm like, what the heck happened?
Yeah.
And then there was no blood on the knife, and plus all the bodies weren't disintegrated. So I was like, oh. And then there was the fade. I'm like, oh,
That's
well,
it.
there's the problem.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, man, if they had Matt kill the whole family, that would have been like a big change from the
Yeah,
books.
that would have been overly because he doesn't do that.
No, he just gets mad easily.
Yeah, the only one he kills with the knife is that one Swanshan guy who was dumb enough to try and fight him.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then but
That's more like self-defense.
he literally just kind of went, and the guy was like, my hand, no, and then he died.
Another big change, I think, is like the first book focused all on Rand, but so far the series has barely touched Rand's
I mean,
storyline.
considering he knocked down the door that 3 men couldn't knock.
Yeah, but he has that one scene, but everything else is.
I mean, I guess that could have been Talvarin too, because,
Yep.
luck. But anyway, either way, though, I can kind of see, I think in the book, it was actually bent towards where, I think Rand actually did kind of suspect Matt just a little bit about it, maybe.
Yep.
I think there was a small suspicion, but it wasn't very large. I don't know. I don't remember the first books. There's so many books. They all just meld together. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The first book focused all on Rand, and then so it's not very much on him, except for the dreams, and then the Perrin and Egwene. We see where Perrin is more kind of reluctant for violence. I think he takes the way of the leaf. I think he's considering the way of the leaf.
He kind of did that he kind of did, but kind of didn't. Like, he liked it,
Yeah.
but he understood that it wouldn't work because
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Yeah.
And so it's like, the way of the leaf is not going to help you when the Trollocs come.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
Yeah, I think he.
Actually, no, they're lazy. They might stop.
I think he liked the practice of it,
But
or
he-
the theory of it, but he knew that it wouldn't.
It wouldn't
You couldn't
work.
do it in the
You
practice.
can do it. You can put it into practice and still be able to keep everyone you love safe. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
considering he took out his wife's lung
Yeah.
with an axe.
We'll see how that plays
problem.
out, because that didn't
Yeah.
happen in the book at all.
I mean, yeah, but it did kind of play off of the. Like in the books, he was kind of more of a gentle person because he knew he was really strong, so he was always like really gentle, trying to control his strength. And in this one, I guess it was kind of their way of being like, "Hey, this is how he got there."
Yeah, one thing I didn't like so far in the series is like the morality of them, the morals is like because in the books, like having sex before marriage for all the characters was not a thing. Like they didn't do it. And this one, well, my parents already married, but like Egwene and Rand, it's already implied
Yeah,
that they are that way.
I don't think that ever happened.
No,
In
they
fact,
didn't.
I don't even think they kissed.
No, because even later on in the book, when Gawain is trying to get to her, she won't do it because they're not married. And then Nynaeve is definitely anti stuff.
Do not.
Yeah, so hopefully they keep that true with her. And then,
I mean, if they were to take that away from if they were to take Nynaeve's morals away, they'd be taking away like some of the funniest things about her.
yeah, I know her some of her best qualities.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yep.
So far, they haven't done anything stupid with her character, and it's really good.
Yeah.
She has really good character, and honestly, it's very accurate to how she is in
Right.
the book.
Yeah, one thing in the books, her character arc starts off slow, but then it gets really good at the end.
It starts off slow and it goes on a 90-degree
Yeah.
angle upwards.
She's
After
almost,
that,
because she's almost unlikable at the beginning,
a little bit.
but more as the story goes along, she becomes like my favorite character,
Yeah, are you talking
or
about
one
the-
of my favorite
Yeah,
characters.
well, I mean, yeah, in the books, it's kind of. But here, it's like she's
Yeah.
like favorite character.
It's gonna be hard to get to make her even better on what she already is right now, because they already got her like top level.
Yeah, they kind of need to They kind of need to knock her down just a little bit, so that way they can really like.
Yep.
That way, when they
I think they will, because
bump her up, they can make it. so
especially
it's,
if they
like,
get it
really
where
good.
she can't channel unless she's mad.
I think
'cause-
that's something that happened.
Yeah, it has
because
to happen.
She seemed really mad when Wayne was dying.
Yeah,
so,
because
I
she was
mean,
really in
that's probably
despair,
it.
mad. Yep. I think that's it. Half an hour. If you're here at half an hour, we thank you very much. Usually people watch it for a minute or two. We turn this off because we're so boring.
And then leave a like for no reason at
Yeah,
all.
because we're so boring. So hopefully you enjoy this, and then we'll be doing episode 5 next Monday. We'll have that coming out. And have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.